Good morning, children. Let's begin our English class. In today's class, we're going to do lesson 3, native wisdom. So, what is the meaning of the word native, children? Native means whatever is born in that place. For example, if you're born in Hyderabad, you are the native of Hyderabad. You belong to that place. So, that is native. And what is wisdom? Having the knowledge of something. So, knowing about something. So, the words native wisdom means having the knowledge about the place where we belong to. Let's first know about the author, children. The author of our lesson Native Wisdom is Mirza Jawahar Beg. You can see his picture. He is an international speaker. He is an author. He writes many stories, novels, articles, and also a coach. He gives coaching in how to develop leadership qualities. And he also writes many blogs and articles about different topics. The Holy Cat, that's the name of his writing. One of his famous writings is The Holy Cat. So our lesson, Native Wisdom, is written by Mirza Jawahar Beg. So before we get into the lesson, children, let us know about the main topic of a lesson, that is Amazon rainforest. Do you know where are these beautiful Amazon rainforests, children? They are in South America. So South America has got a beautiful jungle. It's called as Amazon jungle or Amazon rainforest. Another name is Amazonia. It's a very big rainforest consisting of different kinds of wildlife, lots of animals, plants, and all the beautiful sceneries we can see in Amazon rainforest. And 60% of this forest are in Brazil, and the rest are spread in other places of South America. Now if you look at the pictures, children, you can see the variety of wildlife of Amazon rainforest, the beautiful snake, and then you can see the beautiful waterfalls. There's lot of water over there, children. That's why it's called as rainforest. And you can see lots of species of different kinds of animals over here. So this is the beauty of Amazon rainforest, and we are going to know about that in our coming up lesson. Let's begin our lesson, children. Our lesson is in page number 21. Native Wisdom, written by Jawahar Beg. Once upon a time, there was a poor South American hunter called Leon Mulino. He lived on the outskirts of Manaus in Brazil and earned a living by working as a guide for tourists who came to see the wildlife in the Amazon rainforest. So in our story, children, we are going to invade and adventure about Amazon rainforest. You have seen the beautiful pictures of Amazon rainforest, right? So we are going to know about it much in detail now. Now here in our story, there is a poor South American hunter. His name is Leon Mulino. Leon Mulino. Moulineux. It's pronounced as Mulino. So Leon Mulino is a poor person from South America, and he was a very good hunter. Where did he live, children? He lived on the outskirts of Manaus. Manaus is a place in Brazil. So most of the part of Amazon rainforest are in Brazil. So what was Leon's job? What was he doing? He was working as a tourist guide, children. So what is a tourist guide? Tourists are the people who visit different places for enjoyment or for exploring new places and learning about new places. All his visitors are called tourists. So Leon was a guide for the tourists. He used to guide them to those places, to those beautiful Amazon rainforests, and show them all the different places, wildlife, and all the beauty of Amazon forest. But he was a very poor person. Leon loved the forest, and though he did not make a lot of money, he enjoyed his work. And then there was always the chance that a rich tourist, if placed with Leon, would give him a generous tip. So, though he was a very poor person, children, he did not go into some other kinds of jobs to earn more money. He wanted to be a tourist guide only. Why? Because he loved his work. He loved to be in Amazon rainforest and look at the beauty of the rainforest. So he wanted to be a tourist guide only, even if he earns less amount. So sometimes what would happen, even though he was getting very less money from the tourists, some rich tourists once in a while, if they are very good, generous means very kind people, very passionate people, very kind, who have love and kind for other people. So if there are kind people, they would see this Leon and think, oh poor guy, he is earning very less money being a tourist guide. Let us help him. If some people have such mind, they would give him a generous tip. What is the meaning of tip, children? Tip is money given as a reward for service. Here, what service Leon was doing? He was taking them all around the Amazon rainforest and showing them the different places, different kinds of animals and the waterfalls and all the beauty of Amazon rainforest and explaining about them to the tourists. This was the work of Leon. So if the tourist who is very rich is impressed by Leon and he is very kind and generous, he would give more money to Leon to help him out. Otherwise, Leon was living a very poor life. If you want to see the wildlife of plants in a rainforest, you have to walk along the many small, narrow trails made by animals like tapir and peccaries on their way to the water. There is water everywhere in the rainforest. The forest absorbs the heavy and frequent rain like a giant sponge. Then it slowly releases the water in the form of little streams and rivulets that flow along until they eventually join the mighty Amazon. In fact, there is a web-like network of these streams winding through the thick forest. Now in this paragraph, children, the beauty of Amazon rainforest is described. Now here they're talking about the wildlife. What is the meaning of wildlife, children? Wildlife refers to all the living species of the forest. Whatever are the living organisms of the forest, they are called as wildlife, like plants and animals. Now here Leon is talking about the wildlife of Amazon rainforest. Now if you look at this third picture, children, there is trails. Trails. What is the meaning of trails, children? If you look at the picture carefully, there is greenery all around, but in between you can see a way to walk or a path created to walk. That path is called as trail, children. How is this path formed? Here we have in cities or towns, we have roads. So the government makes the roads for us. But in forest, how are the way or the roads created? That is made by animals, children. Animals take a way and they continuously walk through that way every day. As they keep walking through the same way every day, that becomes a road or a path. That is called as trail, children. So in Amazon rainforest, you have such trails. How are these trails formed? They are formed by the continuous walk of the animals along these ways. So there are few animals mentioned over here, children, which walk and make such ways called as trails. What are the names of the animals given? tapir and pecaris. The pictures are shown here. The first one is the tapir, which is one of the kind of animals found in Amazon rainforest, and the second one is pecaris. These are the most frequently walking animals in the Amazon rainforest. Because of that, these trails or the ways are created. Now, what is the use of these trails, children? This helps the tourists and the guides to walk through the Amazon forest. So you can walk through these trails and go and reach other places and see other places. So this makes the way clear for people to walk. So this is one speciality of Amazon rainforest. Other thing mentioned is water, children. That is why it's called rainforest. It rains continuously and a lot it rains in Amazon rainforest, children. That's why it's written there is water everywhere in the rainforest. So continuous rainfall is seen in Amazon rainforest. Because of that, what does this forest do? It absorbs all the water. How does it absorb, children? It is given giant sponge. You have sponge in your houses, right? You use it to scrub in this kitchen whenever there's water. The sponge immediately absorbs all the water, right? So this Amazon forest, they act or they are like very big size sponge. As there is a rain, this forest absorbs. Again there's a rain, again it takes. So whenever there's a rain, all the water is absorbed by this Amazon rainforest. So what does this forest do after taking in so much of water? What it does, it releases, it gives out the water, and this water becomes small streams. What is a stream, children? A small way where water flows. You can see the last picture down, web like streams. You can see the small pathways from where water is flowing. So these small pathways or rivulets are created in the Amazon rainforest by the forest. As it rains, that water is all forming into this small streams. And if you look at these streams, children, they're not in proper lines. They are in zigzag pattern, arranged in different patterns, like your spider web. If you observe your spider web, it has got different patterns, right? That way, even the water in Amazon rainforest spreads into this web-like different patterns. So much of water is collected in Amazon rainforest. So these all small streams take the water from the rain, and finally this water goes into the big Amazon river. This is how Amazon river is filled with the rainwater, children. So did you understand? So Leon Moulino is the person who is a tourist guide. He is very well known with this Amazon rainforest. These are the animals most commonly found in Amazon rainforest. Tapir, pecaris. What do? They create a way that is called as trails, and water is collected in different small streams, that is web-like streams, and this water finally goes into the big Amazon river. Let's continue with our lesson, children. Most of these streams have several types of trees lining the banks and even growing in them. The dyes from some of these trees seep into the water, turning it into a certain coffee color. Although you cannot see through the water, it is perfectly clean and good to drink. When you walk the trails, you have to cross several such streams in the course of a day's trek. So here, children, one more thing which is explained is, if you look at the first picture, this is a stream of water, but to the borders of the streams, to the corners of the streams, you can see trees lining up. So all the complete border of the stream has trees this way and that way. You can see it's like trees are like the border for this stream. All over you find such trees bordering the water streams. and also this helps the trees to grow very well. And some of the trees have colored dye in them, children. Do you know about it? Trees give out different colors which are used to dye different clothes, different articles and utensils. You can see here in the picture the man is trying to take out the color from the tree. That is called dye, D-Y-E. So he is trying, can you see? So some trees give out those colors. What happens when these colors drain out from these trees, you know, children? You can see here the picture. The water is looking coffee colored. Can you see? So what happens from these trees? This color comes out. Slowly it drains out and mixes with the stream of water, and the water looks like coffee colored water. But that doesn't mean the water is contaminated or polluted, children. It's very clean. It looks coffee colored, but it is very clean and can be used to drink also. So because of the color in the trees, you can see the change in the color of the water also. And also, children, one more thing what you can note about it is when we walk through the trails, we have seen in the before picture what is a trail. So when we walk through the trails, we can see lots of water sources, lots of streams. You can see here lots of streams. They are taking U-turn and moving in different angles. So you can see streams whenever you walk through the trails. Okay. One day, Leon was accompanying a rich tourist who had come on a business trip to Brazil and wanted to see the rainforest. Unfortunately, this was the kind of man who thought of forests only in terms of wood that could be extracted. Now what happened, children, one day? So Leon's work was to act as a tourist guide and help out tourists in exploring Amazon forest. So one day a rich tourist has come to see the beauty of Amazon rainforest. He did not know much about this Amazon rainforest, but he just came on a casual trip. He was on a business trip to some Brazil. So because he came to Brazil, he thought, let me just have a look at Amazon rainforest. He was not much interested, just wanted to have a look. So what happened? This man was very rich and he came to Leon. But this man did not understand about the beauty of Amazon rainforest, children. Let's continue with the next page, children, which is page number 22. And who thought that all forest dwellers were stupid and ignorant only because they often could not read and write. Aha, Buckman, he said to Leon. So what does your rainforest have that it is worth seeing, eh? Leon did not reply, except to say, Sir, my name is Leon. No offense, Pearl, said the man, but all you South American tribesmen are called Buckmen, aren't you? Not by our friends, said Leon. So what happened, children? We were talking that a rich tourist has come to just have a look at Amazon rainforest. He was not having much knowledge about it, so he thought nothing much interesting can be found in this Amazon rainforest. It is just like all other forests. And he even had a wrong thought about the tourists or the forest dwellers of Amazon, children. So who are forest dwellers? Forest dwellers means people who live within the forest. They live in the forest like the tribes. Their livelihood is in the forest. They live in the forest. All their work goes on in forest. They don't know about the other general world. So this rich tourist was thinking forest people are really stupid. They don't know about anything. They don't know how the world is developing so fast. They don't know about technology. They are just ignorant. That means they don't know about how the world is so beautiful outside the forest. So he had such opinion about these people because he thought they cannot read and write. What does it mean, children? Because he thought they don't have education, They didn't go to schools. Forest tribes, they don't go to schools, right children? Their life is in forest. So he thought because they don't go to schools, they don't go to college, they don't get education, that means they are stupid people. They don't know anything about knowledge and wisdom. This was his opinion about forest dwellers. So he said to Leon, he called him with a different name. What was that? Buckman. So what is a buckman, children? Buckman means when you call a forest dweller in a very bad way, in an ill-mannered way, without respect, when you want to call a forest person, you call him, hey buckman. That means you're not respecting that forest person. So this rich tourist called out, hey buckman. Then Leon said, sir, my name is not Buckman. My name is Leon. Then this man said, oh, no offense, Paul. No offense means, children, I don't mean to hurt you. I just said like that because all the South American tribal people who live in forest, they all are called as Buckman. I heard it like that in my city. So I thought you are also a South American tribe, no? So you also can be called as Buckman, not to hurt you. I said because I know you that way. So he said like that. So no offense. That means I didn't mean to hurt you. It was just a name given to you all by the world. So he said, really, am I right? Are you called Buckman? Then Leon said, no sir, our friends don't call us as Buckman. That means we are good people, and the people who live with us in forest, they call us by our names as Leon because they respect us. Whoever doesn't respect us, they call us as Buckman. This was the answer given by Leon. Just then, Leon saw a trail of the bank of the river. So he brought the boat they had been traveling in to the side and tied it to an overhanging branch. He and his companion then got out of the boat and stepped onto the trail. Leon bent down and took his shoes off, and having tied them together by their laces, threw them over his left shoulder. His companion was confused by this and said, hey man, shoes are for the feet, not for carrying over your shoulder. If I were you, I would wear them. So what happened, children? As this was going on, as they were talking to each other, suddenly Leon saw a trail. We have seen already, trail is the way created by animals when they walk through the forest. So he saw the trail. Both of them were in boat. Leon and the tourist were in boat. So immediately as Leon saw the trail, he got down the boat. He asked this tourist also to get down the boat, and he tied the boat to a branch. To a tree branch, he tied the boat. After that, they started to walk on the trail. As they started to walk on the trail, Leon took out his shoes. He took off his shoes and he was holding them against his shoulders. So he tied the laces together so that the both shoes will be intact. They will be together, and he was carrying his shoes over his shoulders. As this tourist saw this, he was confused. This rich tourist thought, how stupid is this Leon? Shoes ought to be meant to be worn on the shoes, on the feet, right? We should have shoes to our feet, not on the shoulders. What is this man doing? So he said to Leon, hey Leon, why are you having your shoes on your shoulders? Shoes should be worn onto the feet. If I were in your place, I would never do like you. So this man was trying to show Leon that you are uneducated, you don't know about anything, how good and posh the society is, you are just a stupid. He was trying to show Leon that he is not at all good for anything. So these are the hard words of the lesson till the page. What we have done, children, we have done just 1.5 page of the lesson. The hard words of that page have to be written in your classwork. Manas, tourists, Amazon, generous, tapir, peccaris, giant sponge, streams, rivulets, business, extracted, forest dwellers, ignorant, offense, overhanging, laces. These are the words to be written in your classwork, children.